Namaste, welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and for today's practice, you'll want to have a couple of blocks, a strap, a bolster, and a blanket. Our physical focus is opening up the back body through quite a few kinds of forward folds and flexion at the hips. And let's start actually a little bit of the opposite of that first. So if it feels appropriate in your body, find some version of hero's pose like I'm sitting in, Virasana to start with. You could also give your knees a little support by sitting on any of your props, either behind the knees, like a blanket folded behind the knees, or a block between the ankles. Make sure that your knees are not wider than your hips distance apart, and that your feet are pointed back so the tops of your feet are flat on the ground. So I'd like to share about the second limb of yoga, the niyamas. And you might remember there are 5 practices. Niyamas are often considered ways to cultivate our connection to our inner being. They're spiritual practices of yoga. So this is from the book Meditations from the Mats. Do you want to improve the world? I don't think it can be done. The world is sacred. It can't be improved. That quote is by Lao Tzu, Chinese philosopher. I have heard it said that words are inadequate to describe reality. At best, they are like pointing a finger at the moon in an attempt to describe the moon. 2,500 years ago, in the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu pointed a finger to the essence of santosha. Contentment is not complacency, it is reverence. Yoga asks us to dip below the surface of the imperfect world created by our imaginations and connect to the divinity that underlies our existence. J. Krishnamurti wrote, "Have you ever sat very silently, not with your attention fixed on anything, not making an effort to concentrate, but with a mind very quiet, really still? If you can listen in this way, listen with ease, without strain, you will find an extraordinary change taking place within you, a change which comes without your volition, without your asking. And in that change, there is great beauty and depth of insight. Come into any posture, warrior 2 will do. Rest your eyes at one point and just breathe into every cell in your body. Listen with every cell in your body. Experience the soles of your feet in the palms of your hands, the length of your spine, the sensation of air against your skin. Allow the posture to bring you deeply into the moment, and you will experience contentment. Not as resignation, but as the vibrant experience of all living beings, as the song that is sung by a world that is sacred. I love this explanation of the yogic practice of santosha, often translated to mean contentment. Contentment not as complacency, but contentment as reverence. And that's a quality I invite you to explore in our yoga asanas today, the physical practice. As you land in stillness, maybe with the eyes closed, allow your awareness to expand throughout your physical body, becoming more present with whatever sensations are currently happening. And the objective here is to simply become more aware of what's here right now, not to judge anything. Become more aware of the breath without needing to control the breath. As you feel the way it's flowing through your body, sense your energy. Become more aware of the mind and your heart state. Notice how you're feeling mentally and emotionally. Allow the breath to slow down, inviting a fuller inhalation and a slower exhalation. Deep breath in and all the way out. With slower breaths, call to mind something in this new moment that you can feel reverence for, appreciate. Maybe something as simple yet vital as the breath moving through your body. Notice how a shift in recognizing something that might seem mundane with reverence creates a shift in your experience of it. And what would you like to expand, accentuate, cultivate through your practice today? Clarify your sankalpa, your intention. And to whom might you like to extend the benefits of your practice, dedicating your efforts for someone or something? And together, let's join our voices, creating resonance by chanting Om 3 times. And with deep breaths, let's begin practicing Ujjayi Pranayama or victorious breathing, inviting calm, focus, and balance of energy. So as you close the lips and continue breathing through the nose, lengthening the in breaths as slowly as the out breaths, start to create a gentle whispering sound by softly narrowing the back of your throat. Let that sound very smooth, calm, like peaceful ocean waves rising and falling. And see if you can sustain a consistent, gently audible rhythm that you can listen to as a way to anchor your mind in the present moment. And then listening to that, please start to make your way to the top of your mat, standing. Separate your feet there, hips distance or wider apart and parallel to each other, and bending your knees. Bring your hands to your hips and lift your heart. And start to lean forward, hinging from the hips. So let the knees bend as much as you need so that this forward fold feels as easeful as possible. There's no strain in the back of the body. Tilt your weight as far forward as you can balance and decide how you want to place your arms. Then the most relaxed way, you can hold opposite elbows, maybe gently sway the spine, shake and nod the head. You might clasp your hands behind your lower back, stretching the arms forward to open the fronts of the shoulders. Stay aware of your breathing. Listen for that whispering sound at the back of your throat. So bringing that sense of contentment equated with reverence, even for some postures that you may have practiced 1,000 times before. Let's plant the fingertips either on your shins, 2 blocks, or the ground. And as you inhale, stretch your spine forward. Keep the knees at least a little bent. Draw the shoulders back, lengthen the neck, firm in the belly, half forward fold. As you exhale, keep the spine long and hinge forward, maybe a little deeper towards your shins. Let's continue a couple more. Press with your fingertips firmly and inhale, stretch your spine forward. Draw your heart through your upper arms in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale again, forward fold, Uttanasana. One more time, press with the hands. Inhale, stretch the spine forward. Lengthen through the sides of your waist from your outer hips to your outer armpits. Exhale, Uttanasana. Firming down to your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward. Follow the breath all the way up to stand. Roll your shoulders back and down and tilt your heart up, gaze up. Exhale, join your hands down in front of your heart center in mountain pose. So feeling your intention, the quality, the feeling tone of it. Let's move to the breath, offering gratitude to the sun, starting with Surya Namaskar C. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead and join or coil your chest up. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Plant your fingertips outside of your heels. Inhale, step your left knee behind you to a kneeling lunge and gaze up. Holding your breath, step into plank pose, top of a push-up. Firm in the belly and exhale, lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin. Ashtangasana. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly and draw the shoulders back in cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Tucking your toes, exhale, lift your hips high and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb and lower your right knee, gazing up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and fold. Rooting down, inhale, rise into Urdhva Hastasana, gently lifting your heart and gaze. Exhale, join your hands together in front of the heart. Padasana. Once more, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, look up. Exhale, bow from the hips, Uttanasana. Plant your fingertips. Inhale, step the right knee back, gaze up. Hold your breath as you step to plank. Ashtangasana, exhale, lower your knees, then your chest, firming in the belly, hug the elbows to the ribs, then lower your chin. Inhale, Bhujangasana, glide forward and gently open the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step your right foot beside your right thumb, lower your left knee and gaze up. Exhale, step your left foot forward and bow. Firming through the feet, inhale, rise slowly to the top. Exhale, join the hands together at your heart. Step the feet together to touch here. And shift your weight to your right foot, flex your left foot. Bend your left knee in front of you and find your balance. Draw the left sitting bone down towards the inner right heel. Press the right foot into the floor, lift up through the center line of your body and relax the shoulders. Slowly step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat and windmill your arms open into Warrior Two. Spinning the back heel down, align your right heel to intersect the arch of your left foot and bend your right knee directly above the heel. As you firm the outer edge of your left foot into the ground. With arms wide open, steady your gaze just beyond your right fingertips. Feel your body in this posture. Feel the breath enlivening all the cells in your body. Flip your right palm to face up. One inhale, side bend towards the back wall in peaceful warrior. And as you exhale, rise and step up to the front of your mat, mountain pose. Bring your feet together to touch, hands together at the heart. Shift your weight onto your left foot and bend your right knee in front of you, flexing the foot. Draw your right sitting bone down, press the ground with your left foot and stand a little taller. With your breath steady, eyes steady, slowly step your right foot all the way back, entering Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. Align your left heel to intersect the arch of your right foot. Bend your left knee right above the heel and from the outer edge of the right foot into the ground. And then standing tall, feel the sensations up and down your spine. Feel the breath flow. Allowing your mind and consciousness to immerse right here in Virabhadrasana 2, in the present moment. This time, straighten both legs and parallel your feet. Bring your feet just wide so that we can come into a wide-legged forward fold. Open up the arms, roll the shoulders back, breathe in, lift your heart, and then hinge forward from the hips, tilting your weight forward so that your pelvis is in alignment with your ankles rather than the pelvis behind the ankles. Lower your fingertips either onto blocks or the ground. And press down with the hands as you inhale to stretch your spine forward. Exhale, continue to fold. Keeping the spine long as if you have a flat back. Know that you can bend your knees to prevent rounding the shoulders or back. And as you press your hands down, lift the shoulders up away from the neck and let the head fall freely. Now, if it's available, use your index and middle fingers to clasp your big toes, Padangusthasana. And while clasping the big toes, inhale, stretch the top of your head forward, draw your shoulders back, keep lengthening the spine. And as you exhale, continue to fold deeper. Bend the elbows apart, still clasping the big toes, and lift the shoulders free away from the neck while dropping the head. A few more breaths here in Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, come up halfway again. Lower the hands on blocks or the floor. And exhale, walk your hands to the front of your mat, pivoting to face the front in lizard lunge. So I invite you to step the left foot to the left, if that is your front foot. So you have a wider distance sideways across the feet. Both hands on the ground or on blocks inside of your left foot. In this version of lizard lunge, if it's available in your body, I invite you to keep the back knee off the floor and actively press your inner right heel back, your back foot. Hug the front knee, the left knee, towards your left shoulder and draw the crown of your head forward, draw the chest forward. If it's available, you might go further and come down onto your forearms. We're here for 5 more deep breaths. Start to come up on your hands. Bring the left foot inside of the left hand and spin the back heel down. Warrior 1. Hips facing forward, rise to stand, bending the front knee just over the ankle. Keep the back leg straight. Press the outer back heel into the floor. And backstroke your arms so that you can clasp your hands behind your back or hold a strap between the hands. Devotional or humble warrior. Keep your hips equally facing forward and breathe in to lift the chest. Look up. Little by little, start to hinge forward from the hips. Now you might be resting your belly on your front thigh, or you might be lowering your head to the inner ankle. Keep stretching the arms away from the lower back. Lift the shoulders away from the neck and let the head fall. Couple last deep breaths. Lower your hands to frame your front heel, either fingertips on blocks or the floor. Standing split, shift your weight all the way onto your left foot. Lift the right leg from the inseam and flex the right foot. With the hands in front of your standing foot, breathe in and lift the torso forward. Breathe out and keep lifting the back leg as you bow towards the standing leg. The option to walk the hands closer to your standing foot or to wrap an arm around the calf. Step the right foot next to the left, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, step the ball of your left foot back. Walk the right foot to the right, another 4 or 5 inches, placing the right hand on the inner side of your right leg. Both hands on the floor or on blocks. If it's available, stay high on the ball of your left foot here and hug your right knee close to your right shoulder while tacking your right outer hip back. You might go further and lower onto your forearms. We're here for 5 more deep breaths. Come up on your hands again and step the right foot to the left and spin the back heel down. So feet are about hips width apart, both hips facing forward. Inhale, rise to stand in Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Backstroke your arms and maybe cross the opposite thumb and index finger on top as you clasp the hands. Breathe in, lifting your chest. Breathe out, begin to hinge forward into devotional or humble warrior. Keep tacking the right hip back, dropping the head, relax the neck, let your arms stretch forward. Now lower your hands to frame your front ankle, either hands on blocks or the floor, and shift all your weight into your right foot, lifting the left leg, crawl the hands in front of the right foot, coming into standing splits. So keep your hips squared or leveled. Inhale, stretch your torso forward. And exhale, begin to hinge towards your standing leg. Maybe walk the hands closer to it. Maybe wrap an arm or two around the calf. Step the left foot to meet the right foot. And this time, widen your stance so your feet are a little wider than hips distance. Turning out both thighs at the hips, bend your knees into your version of a squat. So you might sit on a couple of blocks or more than that, pillow and blocks and blanket. If your Achilles tendons are really tight, you can take your blanket, fold it as thick as you need, and step your heels on top of that blanket like this. So find a squat that feels comfortable to sustain in your body for several breaths. And if your knees are close to your elbows like here, you might splay the inner thighs open with your elbows and join your hands in prayer at the center of your chest, lifting through the center of your spine and rolling the fronts of your shoulders back. broadening your chest. Let's tune in to a few more deep breaths here in Malasana. And then lower your fingertips in front of you, whether on blocks or the floor. Especially for this calf focused posture we're going to get into, you might want to have blocks if you have tightness in your hamstrings and calves. So let's come into parallel feet again, forward fold. Feet about hips distance apart to start. And with your hands pressing down on the blocks or the floor, cross your right foot in front of your left foot all the way to the left side. So right foot in front of the left foot, all the way to the other side. Bend your right knee and keep your left leg generally straight without locking the knee. Press into the blocks or the ground and stretch your torso forward. Lean forward. And then little by little, drop the head and fold in for about 10 breaths here. Now, if your hands are on the ground comfortably, you can also wrap your arms behind your calves, lifting the shoulders, dropping the head, and relaxing your neck. Know that even though a posture might be aimed at opening a specific part of the body, your unique body will feel the posture wherever it needs to feel more opening. So if you're feeling this more in your hamstrings and glutes, maybe that's the area where your body is seeking more opening. Then the calves. All right, let's place the hands in front of you on blocks of the floor. Uncross the legs. Bring the hands to the hips. Point the elbows to the sky. Inhale, rise all the way up. Let's roll out the shoulders as we stand upright for a few breaths. Inhale, circle the shoulders forward and up. Big exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. A few more times. Breathe in, float the shoulders forward. Breathe out, release the shoulders back. Keep going. All right, let's do it from up here. Switch the cross of your legs, so step the left foot in front of the right. Bend the front knee, keep the back leg straight without locking the knee. Bring your hands to your hips, lift the chest, breathe in, and then hinging forward, try to keep a long spine rather than rounding the back. Lower your hands on blocks or the floor, or bring the hands behind the calves. So as you're dropping the head, relaxing the neck, lift your shoulders up away from the neck. Resting your awareness back on the flow and sound of your breathing. Bring the hands in front of you and step the feet apart. Bring the hands to your hips and inhale, rise all the way to stand. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, and then bending your right elbow as I mirror you here, use your left hand to hold that elbow and bring it towards the back of your head, drawing both shoulders down, sealing in your front bottom ribs. Lift your chin naturally away from your chest and stand a little taller. Press the right foot deeply into the earth and start to side bend to your left. Few breaths. So you might feel a stretch in the front of your right hip at your right hip flexor. We've been contracting the hip flexors in these forward folds, so we're just giving them some counterbalancing postures. Inhale, rise up, raise the arms straight up. Then exhale, bend the left elbow. Use the right hand to hold the elbow and bring it towards the back of your skull as you press the shoulders down. Lift your chin parallel to the ground and seal in the bottom of your front ribs. As you breathe in, stand a little taller, firming the left foot into the ground. Exhale as you side bend to the right. Inhale, rise up, and release the arms and shake them out. Let's make our way down to sit. So here, you may want to have a strap in hand as we come into a forward fold called head to knee pose, in which we're going to add a twist. So start by extending your left leg forward. And if you're going to use a strap, step the ball of your left foot into the loop or center of the strap like this. Hold the strap in your right hand. Bring the sole of your right foot high towards your inner left thigh. And place the left hand on the ground outside of your left leg. Flex your left foot as it kicks into the strap and give yourself enough slack in the strap to hold it tautly with the right hand while relaxing the shoulders back and down. Sit a little taller. Now, staying upright, twist to your left. So turn your chest to face the left side of your left leg and then begin to fold in that direction. Pause as you inhale and firm down your pelvis, especially the right sitting bone, while stretching the lower spine all the way out through the crown. And if it's available, while keeping the shoulders relaxed, continue to fold towards the outside of your left leg. Now, some of you might be able to hold your outer left foot or ankle with that right hand and not use the strap. Let's keep folding here for about 8 more breaths. Parita Janu Shirshasana, twisting head to knee pose. Pressing your pelvis down, breathe in and lead with your chest to slowly rise. Removing the strap if you used it, slide both legs forward, and just pause a moment to relax your feet or to point your toes, just the opposite of flexing the foot. Still aware of the breath, keeping that even rhythm. Let's turn out the left thigh and place the sole of the left foot high against your inner right thigh. Step the ball of your right foot into the strap if you're going to use the strap, holding it with the left hand. Flex your right foot and kick it forward at the same time, and place the right hand outside of your right leg. Press into the ground with your pelvis and lift up through the bottom of the spine as you breathe in. Now exhale, twist to your right, turn the chest towards the right side of the right leg and begin to hinge forward in that direction. Pause as you breathe in, firm down through your hips, and especially root down your left sitting bone while you stretch the spine further forward. And if you can do so without rounding the shoulders or closing off the chin to the chest, continue to fold. Press down through your hips again. Breathe in to slowly rise and remove the strap. Once again, relax your feet or roll out your ankles for a few breaths. Let's bring both sides together in seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. You may like to use a strap around the balls of both feet, giving yourself enough slack so that you can sit tall with the shoulders easily drawn back and down. If you can keep that alignment without a strap, you can place your hands in the backs of your legs, walking the hands down them. Separate your feet hips distance apart. As you flex the feet, press the insteps forward and spin your inner thighs slightly downward to broaden across the lower back. And at the same time, firm your outer hips towards the midline to bring traction into the lower spine as you lift up the lower spine, breathing in. Keep your chest slightly lifted and firm in the belly. Exhale, begin to hinge little by little from the hips, pausing on the inhales to firm down through the hips and to stretch the spine from the hips while relaxing the shoulders. Several more breaths here. Some of you might be clasping your big toes. Pressing down through the hips. Inhale, lead with the chest to slowly rise up. Point the toes out or roll your feet again in opposite directions. So let's come on down to hero's pose once again. And this time we're gonna open up the fronts of the hips that we've been flexing quite a bit. We'll do the opposite, bring them into extension towards supine hero's pose. So in that position you started seated in, notice if it's helpful to sit on a prop, or if you can comfortably sit directly on your calves, or take it a step further and sit on the ground right between your ankles without feeling any strain on your knees or any other part of your body. Keep your knees on the ground, no wider than hips distance. Feel that all your toenails are flat into the floor. And then if it's available, start to lean back slowly. Take your time, really be conscious of what you're experiencing in the sensations of your body, as they're always letting you know how far to lean back and when to back off. To prevent compressing your lower back, draw your tailbone actively forward towards the space between your knees and slightly lift your frontal hip bones towards your lowest front ribs. And only go as far back as it feels comfortable on your body to hold still in for 2 minutes. If you are leaning all the way back, or if you're leaning on props, you can have pillows catch you from behind. If your arms are free from holding your body up, you can bring the arms overhead, crossing them as you hold opposite elbows, relaxing the shoulders down. With each exhalation, invite your body to relax more easily into stillness. Letting go of any need to fidget with the body or the mind. And part of that ability to relax in the stillness of the pose is making sure that you've gone to the extent of the pose in which you can feel energy balance. You're not overdoing it and straining yourself, and you're not underdoing it and feeling dullness of mind. Now, if you're holding opposite elbows Overhead, you might want to switch the arm that's on top just to get an even stretch in the shoulders. Last couple of breaths right where you are. Then take your time. Let it last for several breaths as you begin to lift your torso upright again. And once you've come upright to sit, find a comfortable way to sit for pranayama, in which we'll practice another calming breathing technique. So sit in a way that you feel grounded, spine is tall, you feel mentally alert, and your whole body is relaxed and open. I'll invite you into the grounding breath work called box breathing or Samavriti Pranayama to cultivate the grounding energy that this breath also promotes. You can bring the thumb and index finger to touch and let your palms face down, or you can have a heavy dog sit on your lap. And so with that, you might close your eyes, continue breathing through your nose. And box breathing goes like this. We'll inhale for a count of 4, hold the breath, a count of 4, exhale, a count of 4, and hold the breath, a count of 4. And that's one cycle. Let's practice 3 cycles together and continue 3 cycles on your own. Prepare to begin by emptying this breath. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Second cycle. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Third cycle. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. Continue 3 more cycles on your own. Taking your time. When you finish, let go of controlling the breath and notice how you feel. And then begin to lower your body to the ground. Find a comfortable way to lie down, extending the arms and legs freely, taking up space as you close your eyes to rest in stillness for a few minutes of Shavasana. Now allow your body to rest in stillness a little longer, keeping your eyes closed. Bring your awareness throughout your body again and notice the sensations happening here now. Observe how your physical body feels. And then start very gently to move your body out of stillness. Begin with small parts of the body, like wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, graduating into larger parts of the body, simple stretches. Moving very slowly so as not to disturb the calm that you spent the last hour cultivating in your nervous system. Gently turn over to your right side and rest your head for a few moments, pausing there to become more aware of the breath. And sense how you feel now energetically as a result of your practice. Pressing your hands into the floor, begin to slowly lift your body up, finding a comfortable way to sit again. And this time to sit for 5 minutes in meditation. I'm going to reread that quote by meditation teacher Krishnamurti as an inspiration for our meditation practice. Have you ever sat very silently, not with your attention fixed on anything, not making an effort to concentrate, but with a mind very quiet, really still? If you can listen in this way, listen with ease, without strain, you will find an extraordinary change taking place within you, a change which comes without your volition, without your asking. And in that change, there is great beauty and depth of insight. I invite you into relaxing your body as consciously as you can. Bringing as much ease as possible into being still. Letting the breath flow naturally and relaxed. And allowing whatever is in the landscape of your mind to come and go, whether they be thoughts, perceptions of movement and sounds around you, emotions or feelings, welcoming them all as they are in as open, relaxed mental state as possible. Now tune into your mind and notice how you're feeling mentally. Tune into your heart and notice how you're feeling emotionally. I invite you to take a moment of gratitude to recognize anything with appreciation right now. Gratitude to this practice that's been passed down through many teachers thousands of years before. Gratitude to you for showing up to this practice, to the community that supports you. And then tell yourself again what your sankalpa is today, your intention for the practice. Bring to mind again to whom or what you dedicated today's practice. And together, let's close chanting Om 3 times. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.